What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I want to talk about two topics today. The first topic I want to talk about is the election, 2026 midterm election. So we're going to break that down, talk a little bit about that. I also want to read a viewer's comment because I have people all the time letting me know that they're struggling. And so I'll show you this comment. We'll talk a little bit about it. And we're going to talk about the impact of what's going on right now. Affordability, this affordability crisis, and how that's going to impact the 2026 midterm election. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. If you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, before we get started, today is my birthday. So if you would like to wish me a happy birthday, I'd really appreciate that. Just do it in the comments below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Here we go.
People keep asking me about the 2026 midterms. A lot of you are concerned that Trump will call off the elections or rig the elections. I'm not worried about that. I have other concerns that I'll get to later, but let's talk about those elections. Look, even ballot box stuffing autocrats want to see elections. It gives them the appearance of widespread support. So I think we're going to have elections. Then the question is, how fair will they be? I think our elections will be fair because, unlike in other countries, our elections are state controlled. You really think that Donald Trump is going to be able to stuff the ballot boxes of California? No. Yeah, there may be serious hanky-panky in about a dozen deep red states, but those are states with very few blue districts. So I think these elections are going to be held. I think they're going to be largely fair. And if we work hard, we can turn the House blue. I'm certain of it. Look, there are at least a dozen swing districts nationwide held by Republican congressmen who said to the public, oh, no. I'm not going to vote for the big, beautiful bill because it's going to hurt you. Yeah, they voted for this big, beautiful bill because they're Trumpers through and through, no matter what they say. They're vulnerable. They can be beaten. They will be beaten. I'm certain that if we work hard, we can flip the House blue. But I do have a worry, legitimate worry. What happens when we flip the House blue? What will Trump's response be? A leopard doesn't change his spots. In Trump 2020, what did he do? Lost the election, then tried to get it nullified. There's a good chance he's going to try to do that again. Say the election of 2026 was rigged. And that'll be a huge constitutional crisis, but we can't worry about that right now. First, we got to work to flip the House blue. Then we can worry about what Trump will or won't do.
And so what do you think about that? I agree. Democrats need to win. They need to win the House. I mean, the Senate's going to be really, really hard for them to take back control of the Senate. But the House, they have a real good opportunity. They only need to net 3 seats. If they net 3 seats, then they take back control of the House. And just looking at the generic ballot, it's hovering right now around 4%. For Democrats, so they have an advantage already. They should be able to win those 3 seats. But what he was talking about at the end there, talking about, well, what will President Trump do? Will he try to say that it was rigged? Will he try to say that, the election was a fraud? We don't know, but Democrats just need to win it and worry about that other stuff later, because if you don't win, then it's a moot point. I mean, this is a situation Democrats have the opportunity to win. And I think just looking at things the way they are right now with the economy, so inflation is high, grocery prices are high, all of this stuff, people are upset and they do want change. And so I think Democrats have a huge advantage going into the 2026 midterm election. Now, we don't know what's going to happen in the coming 8 months, so we could see a lot of changes. And I say 8 months, not 11 months, because we're 11 months out to the election. I say 8 months because people are going to formulate their opinion at that point. So when we start looking at August, September, people already have in their mind, okay, this is the way that it's going to go. This is the way I'm going to vote. And will people be energized to get out and vote? Because we don't know that yet. We don't know if some other things might happen to energize people to really get them out to vote, whether they be Democrats or Republicans. There are different issues out there that could mobilize people and they go out and vote as a result of that. So we don't know. There's a lot that's up in the air right now, but I would agree with him. I don't really think that we're going to see a lot of fraud and stuff in this election. I don't see that happening. Just basically what he was saying when it comes to states, they run our election systems. So that would mean that you would have to get in there and have people in each state that's doing fraudulent things. And so I just don't, I can't see that happening. That would be a huge undertaking, and I just don't see that being possible. But I want to know what you guys think. So do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this comment. And remember, if you guys want to send me a comment, go ahead and send me a comment. I look at most of the comments. I can't read all of them. If you really, really want to get in touch with me, you can send me an email, david@thetecshow.com. Okay, let's take a look. And this is Arloa. I believe it's Arloa. It says, we've already received notice that our electric company co-op costs will be at least $23 a month higher in 2026. First time their rates have changed since 2009. That's just one area of rising costs. And this is important. Why? Because President Trump is out there right now talking about energy costs is down. Energy costs is down. You hear him talking about this all the time. Gas prices are way down and all of this. And we hear him saying gas prices is under $2. Now, on average, that's not the case. You might have a filling station here or a filling station there that might have gas under $1.99. I don't know. But when it comes down to it, we're looking at the averages, and that's what we generally do. Look at the averages in each state. Gas prices aren't below $2. And just taking a look at gas prices here, and this is AAA, $2.82. That's what gas is right now on average across the U.S. Okay, now when we look across the U.S., of course, in places like California, gas is more expensive than when you get to places like Texas, it's less expensive. But we don't have any, there's no state right now that has gas under $2. Some states might have it at the mid-twos, but we don't have any states at $1.99. Now, when we go down here, and this is something that should be concerning. Now, first, let me talk about regular gas. So when we're talking about regular gas, the current average, $2.82. A year ago, it was $3.02. So yes, we have seen gas prices decrease, and that's good. However, when we look at diesel today is $3.56. Diesel a year ago was $3.50. And that's something that we should be paying attention to. Why? Because that's how we get our products, right? Groceries and anything comes on trucks. And so if diesel prices are up, guess what that means for when we go out and buy products? That means those prices are going to be more expensive. And so just because regular gas is down doesn't mean that when we're looking at other areas like diesel, that's a big problem. And that's one of the reasons why we're seeing inflation today. We have tariffs, we have all these different things going on. And if diesel prices are up, that just adds to all of this. And it's important to note that. Now, going back to what Arloa was saying, energy prices are up. Energy prices are up all over the U.S. And so residents are now paying more for energy, which means that you have less money in your pocket to spend on other things. And so this affordability situation is real. This is not something that's just made up. If you have to pay more at the grocery store, if you have to pay more for healthcare, if you have to pay more for energy, you're going to have less money to spend. And if you spend less money, that will cool off our economy, which could potentially drop us into a recession. And so that's the main concern there. And so the bottom line here is people are still struggling. And because people are still struggling in 2026 in the midterm elections, Republicans are going to have a real rough road because they're going to have to answer these questions. Why are things so expensive? Why are things still expensive? Why haven't prices come down? They're going to have to defend Trump's record. And if President Trump continues to say that things are okay and prices are down, that is going to be a recipe for disaster for the Republicans, and we'll have to see the impacts in the 2026 midterm election. That's all I have for this video. Please like the video, subscribe for more, and remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.